I'm not sharing.
Okay.
So.
Oh, you're just giving the background. Oh.
Yeah, I'm not really doing anything yet. I was just speaking, but
Okay.
I can share.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just bundling up. So running bundle on the develop branch, and I'm gonna sync it up with the with that branch there. Okay, so that's done. Let's check if there's any migrations to do. All right, so that's good. What branch was it? So what we can do now is check out this branch. I'll rebase it into develop. Get everything caught up. Cool. And let's take a look at the log here. What's this? Let's see what we've done. Okay, so yeah, so far we added a feature spec to check that it notifies a joinee when a person joins a project. And so we're implementing this feature here. So given John is logged in, he clicks the show page, he joins the project, and he should receive an email. Okay, then this seems to be something else here. Notifications should not be sent to project creator if they disable site emails. I'm not sure what that is about, but we'll figure it out. Now let's see what else was there that we did. It's a lot of stuff.
So the git show command shows what was contained in a commit, yeah?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so it's so if you do git log, and then say like I want to see, so right now I'm looking at this commit, so I just copy
the hash
and go git show and put in the hash. Okay, what happens when I don't put in the hash? Whoa, it shows everything.
With the last.
Oh, it just shows the last one automatically. Yeah. And then I think you can also do stuff like git show head, show me the second one from head.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that doesn't work. I think you can do something like that. So it looks like on the projects controller, we added this to send a notification to the joinee. And then down on the mailer, we this doesn't seem to have changed. So down on the mailer, we added this method, welcome project joinee, then mail to user, subject, blah, blah, blah. And then on the project class, send notification to new joinee. Okay, so that gets called there, that gets called there, and then that calls that. So at project, So here in the project class, we're calling send notification to new joinee right there, passing in the user, and then we're calling the mailer class, welcome project joinee. And then right up here is the mailer class. We're calling that method welcome project. So then we'll mail to @user.email and give them the subject of welcome to the Hello World project. And then we got a lot more stuff. What's this? Okay, so this is on the project class. Not sure what that is. Oh, that's just the HTML. So this is what will be sent to view. And then yeah, then these are the specs that need. Oh, we got trapped in writing specs. Does that make sense so far?
Yeah, I think I could see the bit of you having methods to notify the person who created the project, and then there's that guy who joined the project. So the creator is notified of the new attendee, and then the new guy is also welcomed to the project. And then there are feature tests and spec tests to check that thing happens. I think that's the much I've grasped.
Yeah. Let's take a look at this. So if we open up this here, yeah, so okay. Where's that at? There. So yeah, it looks like, okay, so this method follow, yeah, it gets called when someone starts following a project or joins a project.
Okay.
And then this is currently implemented. A notification gets sent to a creator. And so right now we're implementing this. So notification gets sent to a joinee also. And so we're calling send notification. So yeah, so when we call that on line 71, when that runs, it comes over here to the project class and runs this method. Is this big enough? Can you see?
Yeah.
Okay. And then it calls the Rails mailer class, calls that method on it. And it says deliver now. And it delivers it now if the user has selected to receive mailings. Okay. So then we go over here, this gets called, line 34, welcome project joinee. @user, user is equal to @user. So this is creating an instance method for a view, I take it. And then we're saying, I don't know, I haven't really used the Mailer class in a long time.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask, like the mailer class. Do you call like methods within the mailer class, or like is like I saw the name of that, the method that was called from the mailer class was mailer.notify new attendee. So is this overridden or something? Dot like mailer dot welcome project joinee.
Mailer dot, yeah, so this would be like a, so this seems like it's a, a I don't know. Seems like it's a class method, right? And we're passing in the instance of project. So passing in an instance of project, we're passing in the user. It seems like, so we would create this method. So we created that method, and then we're grabbing that instance, project instance, and the user. Although we're not using that project, at least not yet. Yeah, we're not using the project instance.
So how come it's the mailer class that's calling it? Because the way it's calling it, it looks like it's the mailer classes class method.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it seems like this should be like this, right? Class method.
So is the file you're in mail? I think I can't see up there. What's the name of the file you're on?
Mailer.
Yeah, maybe.
And it inherits from a Rails action Mailer.
Okay.
So let's see if there's anything in here. We got controllers. There we go. Action Mailer basics. So this guide provides you with all you need to get started in sending and receiving emails from and to your application and many internals of Action Mailer. It also covers how to test your mailers. Cool. So we'll know how to send emails and stuff, and how to test, how to configure, how to generate. Mailers work, so okay, so here we go. Mailers work very similar to controllers. They inherit from Action Mailer base and live in app mailers.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so that's what we got. We got app mailers. And it seems like we've got an admin mailer, application mailer. It looks like this is just like a mailer. Okay, so I guess we can create as many mailers, different kinds of mailers as we want. So someone created this mailer class and inherited it and had it inherit from Action Mailer. So yeah, so right here we could run this bin Rails generate mailer, user mailer. All right, so yeah.
Yeah, makes sense.
So okay, so there's an application mailer. So this automatically gets created, I guess. So maybe, oh, application mailer. Interesting. Let's see, application mailer.
That's created by the generate.
Yeah, that's created by the generator.
Okay.
You can see you can generate millers just like you use other generators as well. Millers are conceptually similar to controllers. So we get a miller, a directory for views, and a test. Yep. So it seems like, so yeah, see how this action mailer, so I'm sorry, application mailer, it's inheriting from action mailer base.
Yeah.
So this could be like global defaults for all our mailers. Could go into action application mailer. And then for our mailer, we could say, okay, our mailer inherits from application mailer. But
Yeah.
we don't do that. We don't. Seems like they don't do that. They don't inherit from application mailer. But yeah, if we did that, then whatever's in application mailer would be our defaults. But that's all right. I guess we don't really. Okay, so admin mailer. There we go. Admin mailer inherits from application mailer. But again, they override the default. That's in application mailer. Interesting. But let me put that back. That's all right. We don't need to inherit from application mailer. That's good to know that we can put global defaults in here and inherit from it if there's similar code throughout our different mailers.
Yep.
So they also have methods called actions. So yeah, mailers have methods called actions. They use views to structure their content. Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, so here they would add a method called welcome email that will send an email to the user's registered email. Okay, def welcome email. Yeah, that looks exactly like what we have in here. Pretty similar. And then full list of okay. So in this case, they're setting the from header. Okay. All right. So, and then for the view that's actually sent. So here we can specify who's it to. We can specify a subject, and then we can go into the view and write out more details, like everything. Thanks for joining. Have a great day. Oh, we can just copy that, paste it right in.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining our project and have a great day.
Yeah. I think that's good enough. So maybe we could use the correct project name.
Yeah. So that would, yeah, so then we can, so we'll have to, so we got this project, right? So we can just create an instance variable at project, and then that way the instance variable is available in our view. And then we can use that in our view. So it would be maybe here, views, mailer. There we go, welcome project joining. Welcome to the project, what is it, title maybe? I don't know. Maybe it's name. Yeah. And have a great day. let's see. Yeah, I just want to copy all this, paste it in. And then we can also make a text part for the email. Not all clients can receive HTML, but seems like seems like we don't have a text file. We could create one, but that's fine.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So mailers are really just another way to render a view. Instead of rendering a view and sending it over the HTTP protocol, they are just sending it through the email protocols instead. Due to this, it makes sense to just have your controller tell the mailer to send an email when a user is successfully created. Setting this up is painfully simple. All right. So we create a they create a user controller model and the works. And then so there they go, user mailer. So yeah, they called the mailer directly from the controller, and it seems like we're doing it. We're routing it through. Okay, so we're in the projects controller, and then we're saying, telling the project to send a notification. Okay, so they skipped this part. they just extract this. They would just take that and put it right in the project's controller. I think I kind of like that better. It's more direct, saying exactly what we're doing. Because this can be kind of, I don't know.
So you like the one where they have it in the project controller?
Yeah, because
okay.
I mean, all they're doing, because all they're doing is saying at project, not send notification. Then you got to go to the model. So here, the controller talks to the model, and then the model talks back to a different controller. So here, so let's take a look at this one. So here, so this is a controller, and we're telling our project model to run this method. So if we go into project model, this method, all it is calling another controller. So the controller is talking to the model, and then the model talks to the controller again, talks to the mailer controller.
Yeah, okay.
And it's not doing anything specific to the model, right?
No.
So it seems like it should just be like, okay, we're in the projects controller, and we have to render a view, right? Because controllers talk to models, and then they get information from models. They get that information back, and then they render a view. We don't need any information from the model. We just want to render a view, send out a message. All right, so we'd say, okay, we're in the projects controller. We want to send an email. So, okay, well, the mailer controller takes care of that. Call the mailer controller. They should just call the mailer. I would say it makes more sense to do that. Just call the mailer controller directly from the project's controller.
Yeah. Yeah. So Matt is saying on the chat that you could increase the font size. He's struggling to see.
Well, if Matt wants me to increase the font size, then he's going to have to join.
Yeah.
Just kidding. All right, Matt. There you go. Is that better, Matt? I can't hear you, Matt. uh,
Let's hope he's happy.
is that better, Matt? Oh, I'm sending a message to myself. I should send it to Matt. Oh. He might have left. Okay, let's talk bad about him.
Yeah, that's better. Maybe.
Okay, he's saying it's better.
Yeah.
Is that Matt Ryder or a different Matt?
Ryder.
Okay. Oh, there it is. Yeah, for some reason I wasn't getting the notifications. Yeah, that's interesting. Sometimes it seems like when I'm using dual screens, I don't get Slack notifications sometimes. It's annoying.
Yeah, I always use it.
All right. Yeah, sorry about that, Matt. Okay. So yeah, so I kind of like that better. But yeah, I mean that can always be like maybe instead of changing a bunch of stuff now, maybe we can refactor that at the end. And, so we'll just put that back to normal the way it was, and then we just note to self to refactor. We could do both of those refactorings at the end.
Okay.
Okay, so all right, I don't know. This seems like a good guide. If I'm just gonna, I think we're maybe do a little bit more. So that was good information there. So yeah, so we call so where we in the user's controller. Yep. And we call the user mailer. Cool. You can do different stuff too. Then you got your different formats you can call. All right.
Yep.
Here we go. If you want to send emails right away from a cron job, for example, just call deliver now. And yep. And that's what they do, right? So here they're calling deliver later. But yeah, I guess we've been using deliver now. So okay, cool. Move on. As key value pair passed to with just, is that correct English? Oh, any key value pair passed to with just becomes a params for the mailer action. Okay, so we can pass in params using with. We're not doing that. We're not passing in parameters. So
maybe if I may ask, the params. Okay. The user in this case is the guy who is joining our project, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
yeah, it seems like we should pass in parameters. Like treat it as a controller. Controller receives parameters, not like parameters in the method. Oops. Because here, I mean, I guess it's fine to pass in arguments, maybe to the welcome email. But I mean, if the mailer is a controller, it should receive parameters. Because he knows maybe, because there can always be a time where we might get like, So the way I'm thinking it is like there could always be a time when we might use user supplied information and pass that to the method to maybe send an email, and we would not want to pass that in directly as part of the as part of an argument to a method. We want to pass it in as a parameter and then maybe whitelist the parameters. Obviously, we may never do that, but if we set up a system to do that, then it's more than likely in the future people will continue to follow the same system we've set up, and they'll be doing good. They'll be writing good protocols, right? They'll be writing that same system over and over. But if we just pass it into the method now, then maybe someone in the future will just be like, grab that information from the parameter and stick it in without grabbing it from a params and whitelisting it or whatever. I think it's always good to follow like the right protocols, even though you can do it either way. It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't matter in this case, but in the future there might be a case where it does matter. So it's probably good to follow what they have here, follow the right protocols for doing it.
Okay.
So we'll have to note to self to do that too. So I'm going to make a list here. Yeah. So Miller, list. So first one is call Miller controller from projects controller, and the second one is use the with method to pass params instead of passing as arguments. All right. Auto encoding. Let's see. Actually, Miller handles auto encoding. Cool. Good. Complete list of Action Miller methods. There are just 3 methods that you need to send pretty much any email. Headers specifies any header on the email you want. Attachments. Ooh, we can send attachments. Oh, we can send Guy Ferrari pics to everyone. No? Okay.
Like maybe the project speak.
Say that again?
Like maybe the thumbnail for the project.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I like that. Let's do that. I like that. That's a great idea. I'm going to put that in there, in here. This would be like refactoring list. This is just going to be Miller things to do list. Oh no, never mind. Yeah, rename it up here. Miller things to do. Okay. And then, so we got our refactoring list and just to-do list. And so this could be, yeah, send, pick a thumbnail. Actually, an attachment. I wonder, I mean, we should be able to send it inline though, right? Not as an, I mean, attachment would be good for maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's going to open up an attachment. I mean, I don't know.
I think it makes sense to have it in the
send pickup.
The body of the email.
Yeah. So there should be a way to do that. Send pickup thumbnail in the body. All right. And then we can send the Guy Ferrari pics as attachments. So I've been pass the file name and content and action mail and the mail gem. Okay, so adding attachments, making, oh, here we go, making inline attachments. Sweet. So I'm going to just copy that link and we'll just put it right here.
You're going to put that as a comment in the task.
What's that?
You're going to add your list as a comment in the task.
Add my list as a comment in the task.
In Waffle, like I was just
asking
if you add your comments.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I could yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
Sure. I can do that at the end of the pairing session.
Yeah,
I'll just
sure.
copy it over. And then cool. Alrighty. So sending email to multiple recipients. Yeah, we don't need to do that. We just need one. It is possible to send email to one or more recipients in one email. List of emails to the 2 key, the list of emails. Okay, so the 2 key can be an array. Awesome. So here we go, Miller views. So here we go. Miller views are located in @views name of Miller. Views known to the class because its name is the same as Miller method. Yep. Okay. Caching, you can perform fragment caching. That's all right. Action Miller layouts. Just like controller views, you can also have Miller layouts. The layout name needs to be the same as your Miller. Yeah, we have that, right? Yeah. Miller views. Okay. Oh, we can have a preview class to preview emails, huh? Then the preview will be available in, oh, interesting. I did not know that.
So the preview, what does the preview do?
I guess it just allows you to view what your email would look like.
Like the developer?
Yeah, just for the developer. So you'd create a class and inherit from Action Miller preview.
Yeah.
And it just allows you to preview your email and on the web.
Oh, wow. Okay. So you don't have to send it to yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. It's more code that doesn't do anything for like the client, but for like development, it might be useful.
Yeah.
If you're creating a lot of emails. And then generating URLs and Action Miller views. Okay, what's this? Unlike controllers, the Miller instance doesn't have any context about the incoming request, so you'll need to provide the host parameter yourself. As the host usually is consistent across the application, you can configure it globally in config application.rb. Well, let's take a look at that file. It's already set up. Curious. But it's going to be config action mailer. There we go. Config action mailer. Default URL options. So the host is settings mailer URL.
So this is like maybe the Google host or something?
Yeah, I'm not. I think there's like, I'm not sure what they're using to send emails, but I guess this is how you would set it up. So
yeah, so we'll have it in the settings.
yeah, so you'd have to specify, okay, I guess this URL, I don't know. Let's see. I'm like, oh, I see. Oh, so the welcome URL. Okay, so this is setting up. So this would be here we go. It's a YAML file. Is it a YAML file? Yeah, settings, mailer URL host. Settings, mailer URL host. Set to localhost 3000. What? Arg. Does this work in production? What's going on here? So let's see. Application. That's it. Here's the delivery method. So it seems like it's all just test. SMTP settings, port. SMT settings to hash. And that hashes all these settings in. And these are just for generating URLs and action mailer views. Why?
Yeah, maybe I
wonder. GitHub.
that's weird.
I know I'm not gonna find anything. I always go to like the blame and to see if anyone puts down like why they did this. But I never do find anything. Where's this looking at? Config, right? Config, settings. I'm in config. All right, settings, blame. Introduced configuration files. That was 5 years ago. I set this up. Using settings instead of hard-coded values. Okie dokie. Five years ago, I don't think they were using the mailer. I think this is something recent.
Yeah, maybe we need to get the SMTP settings from Google and use that instead of using these ones.
Yeah, we might have to change this. Let's put that on our notes of things to do. So possible, look into further. Let's say yeah, config/settings.yaml Miller configs possible update. Yeah, Miller configs may need possible update. They're using tests. All right. It seems so. This would only be like necessary, though, really, if we're going to be putting in URLs to our mailer. So, like, let's see if we're actually using any URLs in any of our mailers. But still, it would be nice to like get that set up correctly, because there should be a URL. So it would be an app views. And then mailer. All right, let's take a look at these. So we got so at user.email. Oh, and they just hard coded it in.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so if we set up the that config file correctly, then we don't have to hard code this in, and we can even have like a link that takes them to the project file. That's a text file. Here, they're not using any URLs that I can see. And then again, hard-coded URLs. Hard-coded URLs. Yeah, so again, more hard-coded URLs. Like Slack, you probably can't do anything about that. But like some of them are probably fine. But like for like if we want to say like if we want to say like welcome to project such and such and have the URL for the project, that's going to change. That's going to need to be dynamic. So we would need to update the configs. So Miller configs need, I'm just going to say need update. Update for URL. Yeah, for generating URLs. And action Miller views. Guess we can use URL4 generates a full URL by default in templates too. Yeah, okay. I'll add this, let's see. There we go. Sorry, we haven't done any coding yet. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I think it's better to understand what's at hand first.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because then it'll make the process a lot easier, I think, or smoother. Maybe not easier, but smoother. Okay, so adding images. All right. Unlike controllers, the Miller instance doesn't have any context about the incoming request. So you'll need to provide the asset host parameter yourself. Now you can display an image inside your email. Oh, so here's how we can send an inline image. Bingo. Oh, there's inline attachment. Yeah, we don't want to do an inline attachment. The inline image is better. There we go. All right. Sending multi-part emails. Will automatically send multi-part emails if you have different templates for the same action. Okay. So for our user Miller example, if you have a welcome email.txt and a welcome email.html.erb, right. Yep. Okay. That's typical. That makes sense. The order of parts getting inserted is determined by the parts order. Oh, okay. So you know how sometimes you receive an email, comes in HTML, and you can have the option to view it as a text or HTML. So yeah, it does that automatically. It sends both the files to the recipient. Sending email with dynamic delivery options. If you wish to override the default delivery options while delivery, you can do this using delivery method options in Miller Action. What? Okay. Seems like you can just override some stuff. I don't think we need to be doing any of that. I'm not sure what that would be used for.
Yeah, I think SMTP.
Yeah.
The ones in the settings file. I'm not sure if that will be enough, but maybe doing it will.
Oh, so maybe override the stuff we have in settings?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, cool. Sending emails without template rendering. Yeah, okay. Yeah. we want to render a template. So
yeah.
All right, receiving emails. Oh, it can be rather complex endeavor, huh? Receiving and parsing emails. So yeah, we're not going to be receiving emails anyways. We're just sending emails. Yeah. Action Miller callbacks allows you to specify a before action, after action, and around action. All right. It's the same thing as a controller. We've got different points we can insert in. Could use a before action to populate the mail object with defaults, delivery method options, and insert default headers and attachments. Okay. So that can like help us dry out our code.
Yep. So
Oh, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I was just getting this syncing with the callbacks. Like I saw they were saying you could use before action to populate the mail object with defaults, delivery method options, or insert default headers. So maybe it overrides like what's already set. with the what's already set earlier, you can use the before action to override or something.
Mm.
Yeah, and maybe.
Yeah, I think it just maybe helps. Yeah, so like before every method, so like if it was going to run that method, it would run all that stuff first.
Okay.
Yeah, so to help dry out code. Like let's take a look at what we got in here. Let's review Miller controllers. Now I'm lost. Oh, here we go. So let's see. So here's the default. So like if this is the same for everything, and we got, where else? Okay, so let's just setting a method. Reply to CC. All right. And that's the same there. It's using a default method. So that's what we got set up, default. So that's for every single method. It's got this default setting. It's going to be from info. We can reply to that. It's going to copy that. So it's already set for every single method. And I don't see any like, so like here we're setting all these at users equal user. So, well, except for that one. So,
And the
but this is a local variable, so that's fine.
yeah, it's local.
So like maybe we could, I don't know, yeah. So yeah, so if we refactor this later and send all these, so all these things that are being sent as an argument, if we send it as a parameter, then we could do a before action and just assign at user equals params user, and that will help us get rid of all that, dry out our code.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's another advantage to sending it as params.
Okay.
We could just do the before action and dry out our code. Cool. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna take note of this section too, and maybe put it. Let's put it down here. Now, action Miller callbacks. Right. And then there's after action. You could use after action to do similar setup. All right. When does that get called though? Okay. Interesting. Oh, we're almost to the bottom. Using action Miller helpers. Action Miller now just inherits from abstract controller. So you have access to the same generic helpers as you do in action controller. Okay. It's good to know, I think. Action Miller configuration. And here it gets into the configuration in one of the environment files. Okay, so here's maybe this is, let's see. So it's either environment.rb, production.rb. Wonder if we have any of that. Environment files. We've got development, production, test. Controller, use cache, assets. There we go. Config action mailer dot perform deliveries true. Raise delivery errors true. Interesting. That's it, eh? Okay. So SMTP settings. All right. Send mail settings, location arguments, raise delivery errors. We're doing that. Delivery method.
So that can be put in the environment variables.
Yeah, so they got it in production. So then one of the says it's best put in one of these environments. So in production. So in development, they should have, if they got something. Yeah, so this is for development.
Mm-hmm.
They're using they're using this letter opener unless this is equal to false for the delivery method in development. But in production, they don't have any of that set. They just got those two set to true. Perform deliveries and raise errors. Here we go. Perform deliveries determines whether deliveries are actually carried out when the delivery method is invoked on the mail message. By default, they are. This can be turned off to help functional testing. Okay, so if we go into tests, perhaps it's turned off in the test environment. Okay, so it's just set to test. All right. So I guess that turns it off. Or maybe in the, I wonder. I guess not. Settings. There we go. Delivery method test. That's for test settings. Yeah. All right. I'm not sure what setting it to test does. I would think I was thinking it should be false, but all right. So maybe has something to do with the letter opener thing they're using in the development of.
Yeah, I don't understand the letter opening thing.
Yeah, it's a gem letter opener.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so they're using some sort of gem to help test or yeah, I don't know. Let's see what it. Letter opener. Oh, it's being updated. That's good. Okay, so it allows you to preview email, which Rails does anyways, we found out. This means you do not need to set up email delivery in your development environment. So, well, that's funny because we were just reading that we can preview email in our browser, but it seemed like we had to create a class to do that. Maybe this is easier to do it this way. I don't know. You no longer need to worry about accidentally sending a test email to someone else's address. So
it's
like, gem.
Like it works with the browser.
Yeah, it allows you to preview emails and prevents sending out emails in development. So here you set this up in your development, config environments development, and we just saw this exact setup. Delivery method, letter opener, right? So in the there we go, config development. So yeah, right there, config action mail or delivery method, letter opener, and perform deliveries true.
The unless thing, unless
that's
on line 45.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I don't know, unless you set it as false in your environment variable. Unless the environment variable set to false. But I don't think anybody. I guess that allows someone to. We could probably just delete that. That's all right. Yeah. There's some configuration. We must have a letter opener config file. I do not see one. That's all right. Cool. So yeah, it just allows you to preview emails and prevent emails from being sent in development.
Okay.
Example, action mailer configuration.
So that means in this case, I don't need to send myself an email to test.
Correct. Yep. Yeah, so let me open that back up. So yeah, so it says you run your development, you can send an email as normal, and it gets sent to this file. By default, it gets sent to, yeah, right here, temp. So we'll go into your temp folder. And then there we go, letter opener folder. And then there's a bunch of whoa. What are all these?
They should probably ignore them. Maybe
the temp folder is automatically ignored.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So these might be getting generated when running tests or something. I'm going to have to delete this. Mental note to delete this every once in a while. Although it probably doesn't take up that much space. But it seems like, oh no, this doesn't seem like a date. It's just seems like some sort of hash or something. I don't know. I'll start with 15. That's interesting. I should just delete. I should delete everything in my temp. So yeah, if you look at the gem, git ignore temp is where is it? Right there. That's everything in your temp file. So when you first create a new Rails folder or new Rails project, you'll get a temp. You'll get a temp folder, but it'll be, I think it'll be empty. Then as you do stuff, I usually add stuff in there that I might be working on but don't want to commit. I'll add into temp to view later. And it looks like letter opener automatically gets added into temp. Cool. So I'll have to delete that. And then you can find detailed instructions on how to test your mailers in the testing guide. And here we go, intercepting emails. There are situations where you need to edit an email before it's delivered. Fortunately, Action Mailer provides hooks to intercept every email. You can register an interceptor to make modifications to mail messages right before they are handed to the delivery agents. Okay. Could do this in this sort of that config. Oh, I saw something like that in the config. Yeah, so if the environment is turned on to intercept emails, then they'll intercept emails. You do whatever it is you need to do. Class would be sandbox email interceptor. So I wonder if we have a class like that. Nope. What? There we go. Okay. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's nice they're using the environment.
That is very interesting. I don't think we're using this feature.
Like with the emails being sent.
Yeah, it's like no, before the email is sent, we're changing who it's being sent to. We set it to the environment, to a static.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we're using this. Maybe it might be like maybe if Sam wanted to stop all the emails from being sent out, maybe something went wrong and he just wanted to stop emails from being sent out, he could go in and set this environment email to true, and then set maybe he's already got this set to his some different email, and then all the emails just get sent to some trash box, and that just prevents all emails from being sent out. But yeah, I don't think we're using this, but just in case, he wanted to quickly turn off emails, he could just set this to true, perhaps, and then it gets all sent to trash email. Yeah, it could be useful, maybe.
Yep.
All right, cool. Oh, that was good. Was that good?
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I don't know. We should probably do something. I got a little bit of time. If you have a little bit of time, we could.
Yeah, it will write a few things.
What's that?
We could do something. This is yeah.
Oh, okay. I know it's probably like Christmas Eve for you though, huh? So,
Yeah, it's almost 10 o'clock. Yeah.
oh no.
Yeah.
Well, let me take a look. Let me close some of this stuff down. Now that I got a good idea. All right, so I think we were working on, let's see. Yeah, so we were working on these writing specs last. So I think it's all set up to send the email. We were just Sam and I, we kind of just got stuck in a rabbit hole writing tests, like what's the cleanest way to write it.
Okay.
So I guess we have two options. We can well, I think we should just continue. Maybe because yeah, it's all set up. So this is basically what we need to do right there. And that's already being ran. And then we go into our mailer and we write a view for it.
Yeah, I think they're sending without the view.
Oh yeah, we don't have the view for it yet. So we're setting. So yeah, I think we were trying to get tests written to test the view was what we were doing next. And then write the view as we're testing it, perhaps. Let me open up the spec here. So we got, what is this, spec Miller spec. All right, what happens when I run this? Got changes here. Okay, yeah, that's fine, I guess.
Yeah. I think you.
I'm not even sure if title is a parameter or a field. Might be name. Let's see, projects. There we go. Oh, it is title. Woohoo! I got it right. Yeah, I mean, we can take this out for now. I'm going to save that like that. All right, so now if we get diff, all right, should we? Yeah, I guess I'll put it back the way it was. Save that, put that back in there for now. All right, no differences. All right, let's run these tests. Mailer slash user Miller spec. No, project Miller spec. Miller spec, I think.
Use fish.
Okay. Well, that all passed. Maybe it didn't seem right. All All right, I'll test passing. We're done.
Yeah.
um, ooh, ooh, man. Okay, so here's a test for welcoming the project joinee. It's basically the same as that up there. Email is going to be equal to, oh, look at that. They're passing in arguments. All right, let's check how they test this.
No.
Were they not testing with the gem?
Testing with the gem? With what gem?
That mail opener.
Oh, the letter opener?
Yeah,
I think that just prevents emails from actually being sent.
Okay.
Testing Miller classes requires some specific tools to do a thorough job. Interesting. Keeping the postman in check. Your Miller classes, like every other part, should be tested to ensure that they are working. The goals of testing your Miller classes are to ensure that emails are being processed, created, and sent. Yep. Yeah. Email content is correct. Okay. The right emails are being sent at the right times. All right. There are two aspects of testing your Miller, the unit tests and functional tests. Okay. In the unit tests, you run the Miller in isolation with tightly controlled inputs and compare the output to a known value. Yep. Okay. In the functional tests, you don't so much test the minute details. Instead, we test that our controllers and models are using the Miller in the right way. You test to prove that the right email was sent at the right time. Okay. For the purpose of unit testing a Miller, fixtures are used to provide an example of how the output should look. Because these are example emails and not active record data like the other fixtures. They are kept in their own subdirectory apart from the other fixtures. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
The name of the directory within test fixtures directly corresponds to the name of the mailer. So a mailer named user mailer, the fixture should reside in test fixtures user mailer directory. All right, let's see if we got a test fixtures. Fixtures. Oh yeah, it seems like we have mailer. There's a project creator. Let me just open this test. Project creator notification. Seems like we don't need the, they've got it namespaced as under mailer directory. It seems like we don't need that though.
Yeah. So, but then maybe the test may have, because maybe they're using FactoryBot for most of the tests in website one, but maybe later they would like to use fixtures, so maybe having the directory will be.
Well, it seems like, so this fixture is just, so here's the project creator notification.html, and it's just saying that the email that's being sent out should look like this. And that's just for unit testing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that seems, let's see, where is the spec for project creator? Might be Miller. There's more fixtures here. So they got fixtures. They got the cassette. It'd be similar to like the cassette fixtures that we have, I guess. So I mean, we can use fixtures alongside factory bot. I mean that's different than. So what they're saying, this would be different than the fixtures. Like yeah, so factory bot, you know, is kind of like active record data, but these are saying these are example emails and not active record data like other fixtures. And the other fixtures would be like what factory bot is used for.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Cool.
No,
Project
no.
notification. Here we go. This is what I want. Well, no, I want to see the spec. Spec mailers. They don't have project creator notification mailer. Oh, actually, that was the one. That's this one, huh? Project creator. So here, mailer.alert project creator, assert action mailer base, assert equal at project creator dot email 2. Oh, but they are using factory bot here. That's interesting. They got that fixture. So I wonder if these are even being used. If I delete this, do all the tests pass still? All the Miller specs. Got one failure. Okay, so it's only using the second one now, huh? Oh, and now that one's failing. Or the same one, 63. Okay, so this one is using that fixture here, the Miller spec, alert project creator about new member. Yeah, it seems like they're using factory bot and the fixture. Okay.
I see they're doing asserts. I've never seen asserts in Rails.
Yeah. Oh, right here. Yeah. Read fixture. So assert equal read fixture. So what they're doing is they're setting up a fixture and they're saying our email view should look like this fixture. Or when we send out an email, it should be like this. And then they're asserting it equal read fixture, and then the email dot text dot part body toString. And they're doing the same thing for the HTML part. I didn't know they had. I didn't remember seeing a view for both HTML and text. Oh yeah, oh yeah, I got it. That was the only one. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Awesome. I like that. That's actually not too bad. So we create a fixture. So let's do that. Do you have
Okay.
about what? Do you want to do that? Create a fixture to see and describe what we want our email to look like.
Okay. So that I can fetch that branch.
Yep. Yep. You sure can.
So ouch. Sorry.
Let's see. I'm synced up with that branch, right? It says it's diverged. Oh, that's because. Hold on, before you fetch it, let me push this up because so here because I rebased it. So let me see, git log. Okay. Yeah, so now go ahead and fetch it. And it's going to be 2537. Is the start of the Git branch name. Hey Mike, I'll be back in like 5 minutes, okay?
Okay.
Hey, Mike, I'm back.
Hey, yeah. So I was just setting up my local environment. So do I need to set up with your remote, or is it did you push to there?
That's how I usually do it. Is I would set up. Yeah. Let's see. Let's go to the because I think because yeah, Sam had started a PR on this already. So if we go to github.com, see and find the PR. What was it? 2537?
Mm-hmm.
It's not showing up. Oh, here we go. So go down here to the bottom. Add more commits by pushing branch on Agile Ventures website 1. So yeah, so do you git fetch? Do you have the Agile Ventures website 1 remote set up?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's set up as upstream, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so do you git fetch upstream? That's it. Just hit enter. Nope. No. Well, maybe. I mean, git fetch upstream fetches everything. Maybe you don't want to do that. I don't know. Can you just put in a specific one? Like 2537?
Send routing emails to users, change projects.
Here, I'll Slack it to you.
No, not bad.
Oh, cool. So now you can just do git checkout. And then 2537. Yep. Bingo. Cool.
So this is website 1. So I have this file, but I think I committed it already. So yep. So first task you said was to create
A fixture.
fixture.
Yeah. So we can just put it in the
So
same
it
namespace as, I think Faith did that project creator one, or Miriam. Let me see. I'm curious. He did it. So yeah, it's under spec. No, test. It's under the test. And then, yep, there we go. So we want to put it right in that directory, test fixtures Miller. And then we want to give it the same name as our method, I guess. I guess we want to give it the same name as our method. So that would be,
what would be the name?
I think it's welcome project joiny. I think. Oh, actually, so she's actually, yeah, we can do that. Welcome project joiny, and then it needs to be a dot.
That something.
There should be a dot HTML one and a dot text one.
Okay.
And it can be in the Miller. It can be in the Miller directory, I guess. We can do it the same way as Faith. I think it was Faith did it. Let's see, he did this. No. Yeah. Who was this? Go back. Miriam. Okay, so yeah, Miriam did it. Cool. That's interesting. It's got arrows instead of like, it's different. Oh, maybe because it's not. Oh, they don't have a, oh, it's just underscore HTML and underscore text. There is no extension on it. I'm all alone. Looks like something happened to Mike's connection. Oh, hey, Mike.